members what they would like to see for some tutorial work. And one thing that came up was a beginner's gymnastic ring as well as the TRX. And I'm kind of linking these two together because they are so similar. Suspension training is something that goes all the way back to the gymnastic ring. It is something that has been around for a very, very long time. The TRX is where they have taken the gymnastic ring, the suspension trainer. They have provided some stability by linking it here at the top. They've provided a nice color, and they've also made these ergonomic handles and these straps that you can fit your feet into for other varieties of things. But they are quite similar, really. Ergonomic handles, not ergonomic handles. The gymnastic ring is going to bring about more adaptation because the whole point of suspension training is to build stability with the whole body. You can feel the kind of stability that you want to achieve by performing this simple floor drill where I have the staff. The closer my hand is to the floor, the easier this will be. But I have to activate my entire core. I have to activate the core of my shoulders. And as I get out further, this comes more and more in. And this activation, you notice that my tailbone is tucking. I have a posterior pelvic tilt. And I'm pressing away. I have a protracted shoulder. This is an important body position to understand as the hollow body. So as we're working into pushing and pulling, it's always important with the suspension training to follow things under criteria. We're dealing with a lot of stabilizing muscles, and sometimes we can get ahead of ourselves in classes to the detriment of our form. So we always want to have the criteria. A lot of times people will take their push-ups out here. This is a lot of compressive force on the shoulder to begin with. We want to think about bringing the elbows into the ribs and bringing the chest in to the thumbs. We can make it more difficult by scooting our feet in further. One advantage that the TRX does not give us as well is the full free hang, where we can top and bottom stabilize. But on the press work, we always want to be coming with that hollow body, first keeping the criteria of chest to thumb and finishing strong at the top with protraction of the shoulders. All right, one more time. Our press work. We want full expression of the shoulders at the top. I'm still pressing, still pressing. And if the protraction and retraction of the shoulder is something that's alien to you, if the pelvic tilt is something that's alien to you, then go back and watch the warm-ups where we discuss these positions. Protracted shoulder, posterior pelvic tilt, core activated, just like it was when we worked on the staff, right? If we're working with the gymnastic ring, we want the same criteria. I tuck my tailbone, my quads are working, my core is working. I'm coming chest to thumb and working the press. The rings can go down. I went ahead and, for the sake of time, put this little box so that we can look at the similarities of pressing on the ring and pressing on the TRX. Always under criteria, right? And I can change my angle, always under criteria of chest to thumb. Chest to thumb, always, right? Then we can also work into fly work, which is a little more difficult because of the designed instability of the TRX, so it's a little more difficult on the TRX actually. Once we get this position, we spend time in the position. See how long we can stay in the position so that we have access to it readily when we need it, when we're in a class or when we're doing a full workout. Spending time in the low position. If I'm working toward a dip, I come down and let the hips come down. You can see the angle of the elbow to the chest, coming through the shoulder. Right? Spend time in these positions to make sure that you have access to the position, if I don't have access to this low position, then how can I expect to press from it, adding all of these compressive forces on the shoulder with the bent arm strength? Spend time here, and spend time here. If we're working on the dip, spend time here, lift your toes, and spend time in the low dip position. And then at the top, in the top stabilization. Spending time in each of my pressing phases, right? Again, over at the TRX, suspension trainer. See, this one's got the instability at the top. So I have to stabilize with my shoulder. Think about working in a fly. It's a little bit easier with the gymnastic ring, but I want this one side to be so stable that I can take the opposite side out. Note that the whole body is still working. I have my quads flexed, my core tight, my shoulders in position for the press. Going on to pulling on the TRX gives us a disadvantage when it comes to single hand pulling, but we'll start with two hand pulling. We have options here. I still want to go with the criteria of chest to thumb, and at the bottom, protracting the shoulders, relaxing through. Chest to thumb, protracted shoulder, chest to thumb. Right, same thing. Quads are working. If I need a little less tension, I can work my way up. Always trying to work the retraction of the shoulder and the chest to thumb. Like so. And we can do the same thing, adding in the flies. The TRX provides this crazy instability up at the top that is in the design of the equipment. If I'm working on the ring, I have the same criteria. Protracted shoulder, I'm pulling my chest to my thumb. Core tight, quads flexed. If that's too much, we can bring the knees in. Chest to thumb, spending time in the position, spending time in controls on the way up. Seeing how slowly we can perform the pattern. Can we perform it without momentum? Always working in the criteria of chest to thumb. Options there. If we get to the point where we can top stabilize, we also have a big opportunity for core work here with the knee lift or the L-sit, right? Always depression of the shoulder though. We have to have this stability to manipulate the legs from it. And then we can work in some core work with the TRX by thinking about driving a knee up and the control it takes to stabilize on the situation. Unstable, we have to balance. Driving the knee back and forth. So, we can press that on the rings as well. If I'm working one-legged and one-handed pulling, I can use the one hand for a assistance on my squat. But check out the building a squat video, as this is only going to help us so much in building a proper squat. But if that's what we're working on, We can use this as a little helper to keep us going. Single arm pulling strength on the ring can be another story. I have the handle. I want to come all the way to the floor, touch my elbow to the floor, and then work up toward pulling my way, of touching first my shoulder to my knuckle, and then my knuckle to the same side shoulder. Single arm strength. Touching the floor. Working in single arm strength. This should be enough to start with. I'll be putting out a secondary rings and suspension training video. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the video helpful. You can check the description below for some ideas on sets and reps and how to integrate these exercises into your own practice and make them your own. Please do let us know how it's going. The OBX Fitness Collective on Instagram, Facebook. You can contact us here in the comments below. Do let us know what we can do that you would like to see, and also any feedback is very, very welcome. Thank you so much as always for your attention.